introduction when you stopped at the word he's a bachelor. I said, wow, bachelor. I wish you had paused. Thank you. And Sharad was, the moment he started, that he took a quote from Tough Times Never Last, but Tough Toastmasters do. And I'm quoting from a speaker who spoke very well. It's a wonderful quote. Who this person spoke about this? And when he mentioned me, did I say that? So I rarely remember what I said in the previous session, so don't take me seriously. Okay. Mentoring. Every great person on this planet, every great philosopher on this planet has a mentor or a coach. Pluto had a mentor in Socrates. Alexander the great warrior had a mentor in
Aristotle.
Yes. Helen Keller had a mentor in Hannah Sullivan, right? Okay. And even Tiger had a coach for golf and so many other things. Okay. So that's beautiful. What is this art of mentoring? What is it all about? Can someone give me a small definition? At the end of 20 minutes, just raise your hands, please. I don't want to overrun, okay? Yeah. This is what's mentoring all about.
Coaching.
Okay, partly coaching, good.
Leading somebody, guiding.
Yes, guiding. I like the one you talk about the torch, throwing torches around for people. Yes.
So in Aristotle's words,
Yeah.
what he taught Alexander
Right.
was the limits of his physical and mental capability.
Beautiful. So mentoring is helping someone go for his potential. Good. Realizing his potential. Fantastic. What else?
To lift someone up
To lift someone up. Okay.
whenever we go down.
Whenever you go down. Okay.
Confidence boosting.
Okay, this is mentoring from the Toastmasters perspective, slightly different from the regular mentoring. We have a lot of chance to build relationships with that. I've been mentored by so many people, and I've mentored hundreds and hundreds of people in the Toastmasters fraternity. It's been a beautiful experience, and every single mentee of mine is in touch with me even till today. What do you think? I'll just use a simple acronym. Yeah, some of the quotes which I like. Now today we are going to follow what is mentoring, what mentoring is not, and call it a mentor. These are three things. I'm just going to cover the whole objective. So let's go on.
Yeah, go on, next one.
This mic. Stages of mentoring. Yes. Yeah. Okay. So will you read this for me? Mother.
Mentorship refers to a personal professional development relationship in which a more experienced or more knowledgeable person helps a less experienced or less knowledgeable person.
Good. The one thing which I really don't like about this definition is this should not go to your head, the mentor's head. Okay. For me, mentoring is about picking the brain of a mentor. Okay. Able to listen to him non-judgmentally. Able to touch someone's heart and give the gentle push. Okay. Which may vary from person to person without having a top-down approach. Okay. It's more about building a relationship, and I think mentors, there is no structured process if you really want to believe. Even though the books and other things say there's a structured process. But there should be, there's nothing like you have to do this, you don't have to do this. Okay? So let's look at, I've created an acronym for mentor so we can easily understand it. Yeah. The next slide. I just press the next button. No? Good. Yeah. Now, this I'm going to talk from both sides, from mentor and mentee sides. It could be a mixed match. One of the things, a person with managerial skills and motivating ability, more of motivating ability and more of managerial skills. When I was first assigned a mentor in the first club I joined, they gave me someone who was close to my house. Okay, he was a senior Toastmaster, etc. But I suggested someone who was in the corporate field, who was in the leadership position, and whom I knew through another person had motivating abilities. Nothing to do with the other person's ability. I had to go to this mentor's place from Rajajinagar to Whitefield. And those days, mentoring was extremely strict. That you have to deliver your project in front of a member up to 10 projects. You have no other choice. Okay, so even though the distance was very far, I knew this person was a management consultant. He had worked in the corporate. He had a lot of leadership abilities. And he had a lot of motivating. I could see him in the club. I met this person first, even before I was a member of Toastmasters Club. I was a member in Lions Club, and we had this leadership program from Lions. And there were a lot of wonderful speakers over there. and probably he was not up to their level. But what got my attention and attracted me towards him was, he came and spoke to me so nicely, and I said, you guys really speak well. And he said, you can also speak well, I'll help you speak well. He gave me his card, and there was only 2 clubs in Bangalore, or 2 clubs in India for that matter. And he gave me a card, said, why don't you come and attend this meeting? And it was on a Friday morning. He called me on Friday morning and said, there's a meeting would like to attend. I'm passing by your office, can I pick you up? Even though he was much senior to me. But these were something which I really liked. So this N stands for, as a mentor, you ask yourself whether you have the skills to mentor and handle somebody. And as a mentee, you can choose someone who you feel has got it. Because the process is going to build a relationship for years to come. So you've got to check it out both ways. So if someone assigns me a mentor, if the mentee says, I prefer to go to someone else, the mentor should not feel bad. It's nothing to do with the ability, it's something to do with my style, my approach, my needs, my demands. So that you need to understand, don't force a mentor on anybody. Number 2, has he got the experience in Toastmasters? How many projects has he done? Okay, how many people has he mentored? These are the things you need to ask. In whatever field a person is a mentor, extremely good. And let me tell you, mentoring calls for a lot of energy, positive ones. Now all of you are in the corporate field, and there are going to be deadlines, you're going to carry homework back home, and you're given a commitment to your mentee to do a project, and he has to speak on a particular Thursday, he's ready with his project on Monday, but you have project deadlines, and you say, this week it's not possible, not acceptable. You've given him a commitment, burn the midnight lamp, it's 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock in the night also, better do it. Okay, when we started the first Sunshine Toastmasters Club, there was Mohan, he was the first, second DTM in India. Both of us mentored 37 people over 6 months. And I was running a business of 200 people. I had to find the energy. Otherwise the club would have gone down. I mentored people at 2 o'clock in the night. I mentored people jogging in Kappan Park at 6 o'clock in the morning. So the commitment is there because you're actually building someone's life. You have the power of gift and power to change someone's life. It's so beautiful. So never do that. The energy is important. This is something very internal. Wanting to touch life. You don't take mentorship because you want to prove you're better or you want to feel nice about it. There should be a strong desire to transform and change lives. Should be a strong desire to pass on knowledge. Don't hold anything back in your skill set. You must see your mentor get better than you. The beautiful part of it is, in this process, you become better communicator, speaker. More important, you become better human being. Okay, you build a beautiful rapport and you'll go to any extent to do whatever you want. There should be this very strong desire that why should be more powerful, how you mentor, where you find the time. The manuals are not there, the place is not there, the time is not there, it will all come. So desire, need to help someone is absolutely important. So this is the end, the need. Yeah. If you want to take up mentoring, ask yourself in advance, really do I have the time? Can I really devote time? Please understand that mentoring 18, 20 people over a period of 1 year is really difficult, yes? And I was a person who was running 3 companies. They always say, when you want to get a job done, go to the busy person. Yeah? That's why everybody from other clubs also used to come to me. So you have to have the time. Be honest about yourself, plan your schedule 6 months, 1 year. Can I handle this mentor? Sometimes we accept, let us say, Dhriti, I've taken you as a mentor, as a mentee. Now, usually in my experience, people take in software companies 1.5 to 2 years to complete their CC. Now here comes a person who is so motivated, talented, and she wants to finish her CC in 6 months. Now you're going to get into trouble now. So when we go through the process, that's the moment I sit and talk with Dhriti and say, what is the speed at which you want to do your projects? If she says 1 month, 1 project per month, or 2 projects per month, I'd say, I won't be able to handle everything. Would you like to keep me as a mentor? Or would you like to slow down? So always from the other person's perspective also. Okay, this aspect of trustworthy, I'll come to the end. What are the elements of trust, not only in mentoring, but in real life? What are the real elements that we build trust with each other? Because this is the cornerstone, this is the crux, this is the core of mentoring. The trust between both of us. I've seen so many mentors shift, menteeship within 2-3 months. And I've seen places where after the mentoring process is over, there is a little bit of dissatisfaction or bitterness, which is not necessary. But if you go to the core, the trustworthiness was not there at all in the initial stages. Okay? Yeah. Okay. When we start the project, whenever we start a mentor, both the mentor and mentee should be clear about what are the objectives the mentee wants, very clear, and what are my objectives. I may be a mentor, may be slightly pushy. My style of mentoring may be a little tough. Yeah? So I'll say this is my style. And you explain your objectives to me. This is what I want. This is the project I'm going to do. Okay? I like to repeat my project on another club. I would like to consult another mentor, a touchy issue for some mentors. Okay? He or she may feel that when I am there, how can you go to someone else? Maybe you want the freedom to go to someone else. Maybe you feel my voice modulation is not really good. There's an expert who's really good at voice modulation. You'd like to talk to that person for a voice modulation. So objectives about what you want to achieve in the next 1 or 2 years, project-wise, growth as a leader, as a communicator, very important. The openness is, any mentoring session, please just don't stick to the project guidelines alone. It is a brainstorming session. It's not a top-down approach. What actually happens in a mentoring process is actually, the mentor gives an opportunity for the mentee to explore, brainstorm, find his inner capacities. Even though the crux is they're developing skills and knowledge, the mentor's capabilities and attitudes and behavior will rub off. It's a beautiful opportunity for the mentor to influence other person and the mentee to grow. If the session is open and both of us are open to take ideas from each other. Okay? Let's not come with preconceived notions. This is how you must deliver a speech. This is how an opening should be. You have to start with a story or a quote. Okay? Don't confine the person. It's a two-way process. There should be openness for both sides to accept ideas, to explore the mentee's thought process. He also is a human being with some intelligence. Maybe you're senior in terms of Toastmasters or experience. So, what is really, really important is the reputation of both the people are involved in the mentoring process. And when I say reputation, I'm not even talking about personal reputation. That we'll talk when you come to trustworthiness. The reputation of the performance of the mentee, okay, is also your responsibility, the responsibility of the mentor. It's a two-way process. So you'll have to actually put all your efforts, teach all your skills. I know under pressure, we will just send emails on Wednesday evening. You check and say, okay, these things changes you have to make on the phone, and you send your speech back. The mentee does what he wants and comes and delivers a project because he or she is interested in completing CC by December, because the president of the club wants President's Distinguished Club. But I am not worried about whether the quality of the speech is good. I finished my CC, it's like I finished my 10, my foundation is not so good. I'm doing my advanced projects, there's no voice modulation, I'm just walking around the stage, there is no structure. That's the point. Who cares if you're a DTM? Who cares if you've done a CC? Maybe in Toastmasters, only for the introduction. Yeah? When you stand on stage, general audience, even Toastmasters, look at what message you can give. Whether you can influence and persuade an audience, not your CCs and DTMs. I have done 4 CCs. Why? My mentor, Dr. Dilip, US the Toastmasters International past president, has done 17 CCs. Why? Because they're not good. Because they want to polish themselves over and over again. So don't ever hurry. Don't force your mentee to go through projects that quickly. The responsibility of the mentee delivering a project is also yours. Because he's a guide. Yeah? You're a friend. Everything for it, no? As far as Toastmasters is concerned. So that's important. Okay. Now what is a role of, please feel free to disagree with me, question me, because I also learn from now. Is that okay? Or better? Yeah. So what is the role of a mentee? The mentee actually observes in the beginning. Observation is the key. Because always I feel the unspoken or unexplored part of communication is observation. Toastmasters speaks about better thinking, speaking, listening, but not about observation. Most of the clues Okay, the most of communication learned when you observe silently. So the mentee, whoever is a mentee, and the mentor should also suggest that he or she observes speakers, observes the mentor in action more than anything else. The focus on observation. Okay? Questions when necessary. Don't accept whatever the mentor says. Okay? Questioning, disagreeing is okay. Disagreeing, agree to disagree, it's okay. Does not mean I don't like you. It's my way of thinking. So, and start exploring different methodologies. Be creative. Even if you fail a speech. See, there are a lot of great speakers say, on stage you sing, you dance, you cry, make music, stand upside down, but your stage presence must be felt. You are there. There is no place for me to be. I gave a wonderful presentation, the best presentation in the world. Audience will not do. That's bullshit. You have to take responsibility. There is no place where the students are bad, the teacher is good. Teacher is always bad. Let me take it. A lot of you guys may be making technical presentations. If someone is sleeping, you're the problem, not the script writer. I guarantee you. Okay. Okay. What does a mentor do? The next one. Yeah. The mentor demonstrates his ability. Doesn't say use voice modulation, body language. Demonstrates a speech. I really do not know how many mentors demonstrate a speech. Okay, a mentor may be giving a speech in a club. Whether the mentee has got the time to go to the place, we do not know. Demonstrates every aspect of communication. Maybe it's opening, body, conclusion. It demonstrates himself. Everything has to demonstrate. I know our past district governor, Nagaraj Rao, who I mentored for years together, he would come, he would take up the storytelling manual, which used to be my favorite manual. And he had a lot of tough times in that. And he would make me deliver his whole speech, tape it in a tape recorder, and try to understand where is the element of voice modulation coming. Not to copy my style, but to understand the emotions and the flow of the speech. So demonstrating every aspect, behavior, speech and thought. Explain clearly, step by step, what is the transition, why do you need that, what is the central purpose, what is the general purpose, all those things. And he models himself. It's like a child watching his parents. If the father says, boy is a teenager, son, smoking is very bad, don't smoke, and father goes outside in the veranda and smokes. Not useful. Yes or no? So he needs to be a role model in every aspect of the Toastmaster skills. And when he says, okay, Sharat, you have given a commitment for a speech, you never give up. You have to be on the date, on time. Your speech should be prepared 1 week in advance. On the day of a presentation, if your mentor who's supposed to give a project does not come there without a valid reason, he's not modeling himself. Yeah? What kind of opinion you'll have about it? So understand, when you take to the mentor, you have a lot of responsibility. Mentoring is not just a process, it's a building of a relationship. Okay? Yes. Now, this is very beautiful, the stages of mentoring. The first stage, this is where a lot of Toastmasters go wrong. The moment somebody is assigned a mentor, okay, and you say, okay, your icebreaker is there, you have read the manual guidelines, you send me a speech, and I start mentoring, and you give me a speech, I give a feedback, and it's over. The first phase is usually 3 to 6 months, is where we try to understand each other. But the objectives of what I want and what you want are clearly understood. Okay? We do a lot of brainstorming sessions. We spend time over coffee, dinner, tea. Okay? What expect you want? This is a phase where the person actually, the mentee does not question too much. Okay? He does not challenge the mentor. Not because the mentor is right or wrong, but because he wants to understand what is behind the depth of the mentor, his style, his functioning, knowledge, etc. First stage is the bond, building of bonding. Probably you can call it orientation, etc. This is a key phase. And in this phase also, if your relationship is not good, for some reason you don't like the person's style, it's better to quit at this stage. Okay, instead of saying that, how can I say he's not a good mentor? How can I go back to music? Oh, I need a change. Don't do that. If your gut feeling says, I'm not comfortable for various reasons, I'm not comfortable with the style of this person. Okay, I need someone who can slow me down. My objectives are different, her objectives are different. Okay? Any questions over here, Pethi? Okay, no. The second phase is the most important phase, when both, beyond 6 months probably, when both of them are really comfortable, okay, really comfortable, and there's a fantastic flow, nice flow of energy is there. Here is where the mentee can question, argue, on issues, on styles, probe, do different things. And here he also is prepared. The mentor can also question him and challenge him. It's a building a friendship, more or less on equal terms they come. He allows them to flow, nurture and grow. This is the middle phase. And sometimes what happens, maybe you have finished your CC, maybe you have finished your advanced project. We don't have any timing for that. It could be in project 8, it could be in in advanced project. Okay, maybe it's 1 year, 2 years, and you feel that you have learned enough, or you feel that you need a change. Okay, and the mentor must understand the signals. He must take the first step. I think Vittal has grown as a speaker. He needs a different change. Probably he's taking manuals where the strength of a different mentor is required. And that's the time it's better for the mentor to ask, Vittal, do you want to move on? Do you want to find another mentor for these advanced projects? I feel that you're taking a lot of managerial topics, which I'm not a manager, I'm doing business, probably you need a better mentor in that area. That would be very nice because you're dissolving it for a good reason. Fine? And then you redefine the role of a mentor. Now you are actually on equal terms now. You're good friends. Now always you come back to maybe less on Toastmasters, more on personal relationships. So that's a redefining the whole process. And I think this process is beautiful. Anything you'd like to discuss on this? Something I pulled up today morning. Very corporate people like a structured approach. I'm totally unstructured. Okay, fine. Do you think any points we have left out? Yes, Peter?
So the experiences part is something that I would like to...
I'm not saying it is individual. There are two angles of experience. Experience in the Toastmasters circle. Let us say I'm already a good speaker in the corporate circle. See, I had a mentee called Sri Roberts. He's working in the US. He's an author of a very famous book now. It's selling all around the world. Okay, he's superb in communicating in English. He's got tons of experience. But when I started the club, okay, he became a mentee. Fine. Now, he may feel that I'm not so good. He needs somebody else better. He needed somebody, the director of Kirloskar as his mentor. Because his style was that. Maybe I was a better speaker than that person, I do not know. But what he wanted was someone who could give managerial stuff, a lot of contents, that kind of exposure. That's it.
Experience from a mentor
Both
perspective.
mentor point of view, Toastmasters point of view, speaking point of view. And if there is someone who wants to go on the leadership track rather than the speaking communication track, you look for that kind of mentor. If you look at people like my brother Kumaran and Nagaraj Rao, they have taken the leadership track. Okay, all of them, they're all the clubs I started, they became members. I've not gone being the president of a club. I've never taken the leadership track because I was not interested. So you understand that. If someone who wants to become the district governor or wants to go to the international board of director, you better call Nagaraj Rao or Balraj. They'll be better mentors. If you understand, it's not only about speaking. You can go on the leadership track. Okay? Yeah. The next one, yeah. This is something which keeps happening. Okay. I just put this, it's all about a lending hand. You need to be there for the person. Now, I cannot separate out, a professional and a personal relationship even in a corporate sector. I mean, it may sound without interfering, can I be there for the person? You all know a professional results and objectives and will not met if somebody is unhappy with the personal set, right? So this is all about mentoring. Yes, he or she has come to me for mentoring for a speech, but I feel from his body language and facial expression, the person is depressed. Then I ask, without interfering, I can just give a gentle push. You look a little tired. Would you want to share something? That's beautiful. And then the relationship goes beyond your speeches. The trust builds. How long do you have?
Yeah, that's it. 20 minutes to.
You should raise your hands also. Okay, I have 5 minutes more, right? 25
Yes.
minutes.
25 minutes, that is actually.
Sure. Quickly. Now, this is something, how to build trust. So there is a theory about, there are 3 concepts of trust. The most important is the capability of the mentor. Please understand, you have joined Toastmasters 10 years ago, you got stuck up in Project 8, and your mentoring, your mentee is going at a very fast pace. If you do not update your skills, if you do not update your project manuals, if you're not delivering speeches, okay, how will trust build without having capabilities? If you're not a good speaker yourself. So constantly the mentor should upgrade his capabilities and see that he's got enough stuff, okay, to give and to be respected. So one aspect of trust is capabilities. You can call this profile, speaking skills, your knowledge, whatever it is. These capabilities are very important. The second aspect is being honest and fair. Honest and fair. Honest and fair. It also includes your integrity as a person. Consistency in what you speak in the club, outside the club when you mentor. The second aspect. This is actually your honesty, fairness, integrity, your value system, what you possess. Your value system may be different from someone, but is there a consistency? Okay, there's a synergy between what you think, talk and say all those things. Okay? The third aspect is unconditional positive regard is, okay, treating everybody equally, being non-judgmental. Okay, that's very important. Whatever grade, class, whatever level the speaker is, or who the person is, treat him very, very well. Absolutely important. I still remember when Mr. Dinesh Kumar, he's the family of Kirloskar, he was executive director of Kirloskar, very senior person. He was about 55 years, 60 years, he joined the club. Okay? He's a great speaker, he's traveled across the world, speaking everywhere. When he became a mentee, okay, he's got a palatial bungalow in Maleshgaon. So I said, sir, when can I come to mentor you? He said, nothing doing, I'm coming to your place. You understand where he was and where I was, and he came to my place. So you understand that? Yeah. Anything on this? The convergence of all this thing is trust. We'll try to have a balance or try to build on everything. This is a note from a mentee. Okay, could you read this, sir?
Though
I am in pain.
I am in pain, I am somehow managing to just slip in a hello and to say that I miss you. I will be going to the hospital tomorrow. I am glad you are on my side. My life would have been dull without my mentor. I wouldn't want anyone else to be my mentor. One of the greatest gifts that God has given me was my mentor.
This is one of my mentees called Gulzar. Okay, she is suffering from cancer. She's undergoing chemotherapy, one of the most wonderful speakers I've heard. The first time she stepped into a speech contest, a speech craft, I asked her a name, she broke down and cried. Okay, and she went on to become the best Toastmaster ever have seen. Fantastic speaker. Migrated to the US, went up to the district level until, the cancer. She's an encyclopedia. I can't match her as far as theory is concerned in public speaking. There's nothing she does not know. In fact, I'm writing a book on public speaking, and I send all my speeches, chapters to her. She's beautiful, and she says Toastmasters and the mentors help me recover from what I'm going through. So this is the kind of relationship you can join in with Gulzar. She's been mentioned in the Toastmasters magazine. She's a wonderful person, and you have to build that kind of relationship. So mentoring is all about building a relationship for life. It's not about me, it's about you. Any questions, ladies and gentlemen? Anything you'd like to ask or discuss? Just Sharath. Any problems you're facing in mentoring or you'd like to discuss or share?
Yeah, so far we had this perception that mentee is more responsible than mentor to go and approach. So we've thought of redefining it, both are equally responsible, and this topic came in an opportune time, I guess. So
I'll tell you a small incident when my mentor was in Whitefield, okay, and I had a speech the next day, and I had not delivered his speech because I could not come, I got stuck up in some business, and he rode his motorcycle, senior to me, all the way from Whitefield, completely drenched in rain, came to my house, mentored my speech and went. I'm not asking you to do all this, I'm just telling you how it works. The dedication is the same attitude which goes in all around in life. That's it. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen.